you right on.
Riding high, feel the dirt in your face as I pass you by. All the guts come to glory. A new breed of cowboy, that's our story. Rock hard, ride hard, dust to dawn. Time to kick that machine up and get your ride on.
Time to light the pyro and drop the gate and get our ride on. The 2012 Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship is ready to go for 2012. Welcome to the Progressive Pre-Race Show, coming to you live from Angel Stadium in Anaheim, California. Ryan Villopoto on Thursday, the reigning champion, picked up his hardware for winning the championship just a year ago. He's got the champ's ring. He's ready to defend it starting tonight. Hi everybody, I'm Ralph Shaheen. Welcome to the first of what will be live 11 times this season right here on Speed. The Monster Energy Supercross season ready to go, and it's going to be a good one. You know, last year we said, of course, it was the greatest season of all time. Everybody's back. They all have great teams. They're all ready to go. The riders are set. This year might possibly be even better than last year, and I know that's hard to believe. Well, here's a menu of what we have in store for you tonight, and it's going to be a wild night here at Angel Stadium. We're going to show you all the racing live without any interruption. We'll have Ryan Villopoto coming up for you a little bit. We'll talk to him live, and the king of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath, has got a team this year. I don't know if you heard about that or not, but he's going to be with us as well. And, of course, our speed crew will have predictions on who we think will win the 2012 championship. Let me show you how intense everybody was at the press conference Thursday.
Honestly, I think there's a lot of hostility up here. You know, I think everybody wants to win.
Whoever ends up winning, it's going to be a hell of a year.
James, Ryan, Trey, Chad. It's going to be a lot of intense racing.
The bikes are better and faster and stronger than they've ever been.
It's going to be a great year. You know, my hope is to be up there competing.
It feels like we got obviously five title contenders up here, and everybody feels like they're going to get it done.
I think it's fun that we have, you know, not only the 5 individuals sitting up here, but, you know, a lot of people out in the crowd, and, you know, the riders, you can't underestimate those guys.
But I am excited to see what's going to go down, and if I'm the one standing up here, then great. If I'm not, I know there was no rock unturned during the off season.
At the end, it'll mean that much more to win it, and you know, may the better man win.
There's good reason for the serious faces. This is serious business, and it all means a whole lot to all of us.
You know, one of the best parts about working on these live Supercross shows for me is I get to work with my Monster Energy Supercross family you see here on the screen. Aaron Bates is going to cover everything for us down trackside, and my good buddies Ricky Carmichael and Jeff Emick, I'm going to join them up in the booth in just a few minutes. So guys, let's start with you. What do you think we have in store coming into the 2012 season?
Well, Ralph, as you know, there has been a tremendous amount of excitement and intensity. I mean, that press conference, there was a lot of cameras, and these riders, you could tell they had been putting in the work. You could tell that the teams had worked hard and that they were prepared. Everybody's coming here with the hopes of starting a title run. And Anaheim 1's where it all kicks off.
Yeah, they are really excited. I think they're ready. They're glad that the offseason is gone. They are ready to go out there and race. They're tired of the talk. They've all been working really hard. They got their bikes dialed in, and they're ready to go show everyone out there that they are the best guy, and they are here for the championship.
Yeah, and I tell you, I mean, you can't win the championship at the Anaheim Opener, but you sure can lose it. Aaron, what's it like down on the floor trackside?
Well, guys, I am here in the tunnel in the pre-staging area where all the top riders are getting their game faces on, ready to battle for the first time this season. The look of intensity is written all over their faces. Some of the riders are listening to some music, getting themselves amped up. just focusing on what lies ahead, tuning everything out. Other riders are chatting and mingling, trying to alleviate some of the pressure, but I'll tell you, the tension has been brewing and intensifying all day long. Old rivalries are ready to rekindle, new rivalries are ready to ignite, but we're standing here with defending champion Ryan Villopoto. Ryan, such a successful season for you last year. Do you feel that you're mentally stronger defending this year's title after the experience that you learned from last year?
Yeah, definitely. I think I know what to expect this year, other than the big mistakes. But, the training's been done during this off season, so I feel comfortable. I feel that I know, kind of where I'm at body-wise and training, so fitness. So, they're just looking forward to getting out there and getting the season rolling.
Take us through the excitement of the season opener.
Anaheim 1's always a crazy race. You don't really know where everybody stands till you get a few rounds in. So, you can definitely lose the championship tonight, but you can't win it. So, just for me, my strategy is to get out there and, be on the box. If a win presents itself, I'll take it.
Ryan Villopoto, he qualified first overall today during practice. He is ready and prepared to get this going. Ralph?
Aaron, I don't know how these riders do it. I am so amped up to drop the gate and get this season going. I don't know how the riders stay calm.
Light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
A good look at some of the color and pageantry that you see each and every week on the Monster Energy Supercross Tour. That's just a part of how they kick off each and every round. Well, as you can see, opening ceremonies are well underway here. The fans are being treated to all sorts of different things on the video screens here. So while they're doing that, we're going to start talking about some of the other riders outside of just Ryan Villopoto, who we expect to be title contenders this year. And guys, one of them, of course, is 22 Motorsports' Chad Reed.
Yeah, Chad Reed, he was a little bit off the pace today from what I believe he expected for himself, a qualified sixth or seventh. Right. But I expect him to pick that up as the night goes on. But Ricky, let's talk about practice. It was ultra competitive all the way through. What did you see?
Yeah, it really was, Jeff. I tell you, I mean, two guys that really looked possessed to me and want to, mark their territory, if you will. Yeah, they want to make the statement. It was Ryan Villopoto and James Stewart. I think there's going to be a really good grudge match between those two guys. I'm not really discounting Chad Reed's practice performance just because I know how good of a racer he is, and it just takes him a little bit to click, and that guy is on for the night. So I'm really anxious to see how he's going to come out in this first heat race here and put a show on for these guys.
Yeah, he definitely is. He's going to be one to watch. Remember, he has 2 championships to his credit.
Well, the fireworks are going off all throughout the stadium, and the riders are focused, trying to get ready, try to calm those nerves. Jeremy McGrath has a lot of them as a new team owner. We'll talk to him when the Progressive Pre-Race Show continues.
Jeremy McGrath is the most dominant rider in the history of Supercross, with 7 titles and 72 career main event wins to his credit. Now the king of Supercross is returning to the sport he made famous. When Supercross returns on Speed, an up-close visit with the new team owner of the Supercross.com Honda effort. Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship will be right back here on Speed.
You know, all of us here at Speed, we do the whole Twitter thing as well, as you see some of the riders like Nick Way being introduced. Of course, a lot of the riders do, but we'd like to have you send us tonight some of your Twitter questions for us, and also maybe some pictures if you guys are having a Supercross party. And we also have a Supercross poll question for you tonight. Who will win the 2012 Supercross Championship? Villapoto, Reed, Dungey, Stewart, or maybe one of the other riders? Let us know what you think. And by the way, when you send those Twitter pictures in of your party, send them to #SXOnSpeed. Now, we spent some time going through the paddock today to ask some of the people who work in the paddock and visit the paddock who they think is going to win the 2012 title.
My prediction for 2012, I think it's going to come down to the end, and I think Villapoto's going to edge out Stewart.
My prediction for the 2012 season, Supercross, is number 10, the new factory Honda rider, Justin Brayton.
And I think when there's a happy Stewart, he's going to be tough to beat. He seems real confident. He looked really good on the bike on Thursday. He looked really loose and was kind of having fun on it. I think if he gets off to a good start and he builds up confidence right away, I think he's going to be really tough to beat.
My prediction for the 2012 Supercross season this year is going to be Ryan Dungey.
The championship, I'm going to go with Ryan Villapoto. I'm going to have to go with Ryan just because, I mean, hopefully the season that he had last year, winning the Supercross championship, the Motocross championship, and then collecting $1 million in Vegas for the Monster Energy Cup, this guy's on a roll. Hopefully that roll's still going.
Well, we've already got one person hitting us up on Twitter. 5-time is on there as Davey Millsaps gets introduced to the crowd. Look at this. Jimmy Johnson has sent in a note for us. Speed, drop the gate already. I agree, JJ. We're getting close. Of course, Jimmy grew up racing dirt bikes down in El Cajon, California, and I bet he's been to Anaheim for the season opener many a time growing up out here in Southern California. And one of the people that Jimmy would have seen racing here was the king of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath. Look at that, 7 Supercross championships, 72 wins, and an 8-time winner here at Anaheim. Now, the king is an owner.
I'm excited. To be honest, when I got rid of McGrath Racing years ago and retired from racing, I never thought I'd ever be involved in this capacity again. However, in this situation with Larry, who for me makes the perfect partner. He's been there, he's done that, we've done it together, we've had success together. I'm excited about it.
It's hard to separate the fact that he was my childhood role model, but now he's kind of like an advisor, a friend, team owner, everything to me, and it's a big benefit to have him at the races, and it's going to be an exciting year for me to kind of benefit from him.
The hard part is always for me going to be, now as a team owner, how am I going to deal with the results side of things. It was a lot easier when I owned the team and I was the rider because it was all on me, and I really like being the hero or the zero. In this instance, we have to rely on someone else to get the results for us, and at the end of the day, all Larry can do and all I can do is just do the best we can and provide the best support structure for someone like Andrew, and hope he can go out there and reach his full potential.
Quite possibly some of the best seats here in the Angels Stadium, and the best party is right here up in the Knopf Hole, where you are going to find some celebrities and some VIPs. And we just happened to run into Nikki Hayden, 2-time Superbike champion and 1 World Superbike Championship. Nikki, we always find you here at the season opener. What brings you back, and who do you predict is going to take home this win tonight?
Oh, I love Supercross. I love any kind of motorcycle racing. And I'm not a gambling man, but I'd bet on Villapoto if it was my money.
Your money? You're going to bet on Villapoto?
Yeah, not all of it, but, you know, I put a little something down.
You guys enjoy your night. You've got some great seats here.
Thanks for watching the Progressive Pre-Race Show. The time for talk is over. Supercross Lights riders are ready to take to the track for the first opportunity to make a main event in 2012. Ralph, Jeff, Ricky, and Aaron are primed to bring you all the bar-to-bar excitement from Anaheim. heat race action is heading your way when Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship returns.
Welcome back to the Anaheim opener of the Monster Energy Supercross. I'll tell you, it is an exciting night already. You're taking a look here at Ryan Dungey. Opening ceremonies going off. The stadium is packed, and there's a tremendous amount of excitement here tonight. But take a look here, 2011, this is the season review. Look at what these champions of their finishes from last year, and each of these riders has a tremendous amount of respect for each other, but they also know that they have to bring it if they want to be on top in 2012. And we've got a couple of sound bites to see what these guys thought of each other.
I mean, I think every one of us out there are good for the sport. With me and Villapoto, I don't believe there's a rivalry. Brian's strengths are, he's a really good starter, and he'll be there every weekend.
I think, you know, it's good, clean racing. You know, I think we respect each other.
Dungey, Villapoto, and the Ron Stewart.
Can you believe this?
I think Ryan Dungey as a rider, I think his strengths are just, you know, a lot of the same things that I have. I mean, in the fact that he can be there week in, week out.
Chad's a really consistent rider. Obviously, you know, we had our shared times with each other, so, you know, a few takeouts here and there.
You know, Chad is an amazing athlete. You know, I think he's probably one of the most, if not the most, headstrong people in our sport.
We've got a new leader in Jacksonville. Contact! Kennard fights back.
When you look back at Trey's career, I mean, he straight out came out as a rookie, laid it down, won races, and beat up Ryan Villapoto.
Trey is probably one of my favorite riders I've raced against. I love his riding style. He loves the scrub, you know, reminds me of myself.
When you line up on the gate with James Stewart, you know that he's going to bring it, and if there's some stupid, crazy jump on the track, he's going to try it.
And they're giving it their all here in the Stewart with a bobble! Oh! He almost gets bucked out of the seat.
I think Ryan Villapoto, you know, he is a tough competitor. And I think that, you know, he's got that determination.
The Poto, a guy who reminds me kind of Ricky, of my type, that, you know, is the one guy who loves to hang it out also, you know, really goes for it.
Ryan Villapoto has done it. He has won his first ever Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship.
He's going to have that target on his back now. He's going to be the guy with the 1 and the red plate, and you know, going to have a bunch of guys, fast guys, strong guys that are going to want to take that off of him.
Well, here comes 22 Motorsports' Chad Reed being introduced. On his Bell Ray backed Honda, all set and ready to go racing here tonight. Speed's coverage of Monster Energy Supercross. Welcome back inside Angel Stadium here in Anaheim, California. Some of the smoke clearing out from all the pyro that they light off at every one of these Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship rounds. You can see the track inside all that haze, Jeff, but let's take a tour of it now.
Let's get to it. Here you go. This is the Kawasaki track map, and as you can see, as you get through the first turn, it just keeps turning, and then, Ricky, it really tightens up through here.
Yeah, it does. Really tight. Left-hander there. Over jump into the whoops there. You turn left, little hip jump. Finish line, right-hand turn, back across the start straightaway.
Yeah, and this is where you pick up a lot of speed, and I look for that to be a real good passing point, but then tightens up again right through these sections, kind of on and off. Some riders trying to do something different, but this section right here, Ricky.
Yeah, it's really crazy. A lot of guys trying to go triple there. Stewart did something really cool there in practice. Look for that in his heat race.
Speaking of James Stewart, here he is from our GoPro onboard camera.
And as you can see, this is earlier in the day during qualifying practice. This is coming backwards on the start straight. Going to pick up a lot of speed through here as you hit the first triple.
Yeah, turning right here. Guy's going to go double, triple into the turn. This is very ruddy at the end of the practice. They go boing, bounce onto there, off into the turn. We turn left. A lot of these guys are tripling up onto that tabletop. Going to go inside. Easy little double right here.
Yeah, and right through here, when Stewart set his fast lap, he did a wheelie tap right through there. Nobody had done that at all day long. Stewart, on his very last lap, notches the fastest qualifying time just by being a hair quicker right through that one section.
And this part right here is a little tricky, little single line right there, but here's a little small whoop section. Another hip jump right here. I look for guys to do something a little different here come race time.
Yeah, that section, you're off the gas so much. It's going to be great to finally get to these whoops here where you can really open it up, make the left, and that is your GoPro onboard lap from the Anaheim Moper of Monster Energy Supercross.
Well, that's what everybody's going after, isn't it? Right there.
That's it.
That's what you get at the end of the year in Vegas.
Ain't nothing better than that,
My man's got
Jeff?
5 of them over there.
Yeah, he's got 2 of them. He'd like another one. Some other guys like to see their name on it as well. Some of the fans having a great time here tonight at Angel Stadium, ready to go. Hey, Ken Block is excited about it. He's heading to Anaheim. This Twitter shot came in yesterday. He's here tonight, hanging out in the pits. Ken, of course, some DC shoes and all those Gymkhana great videos. And the dinger, AJ Allmendinger, sent us one from Daytona. Long day with testing. That was today. Into the night session. He's going to be watching from back in his hotel.
This means you, too, Charlie. We need to see a Twitter from you, and you know, hopefully you're healing up good, and look forward to seeing you soon.
Yeah, we look forward to getting him back here at the track. Well, the riders are getting ready for the gate to drop on the first heat race of the season, so let's check in one more time with Aaron.
We found a very special guest, the defending East Coast Lights champion, Justin Barsha. Justin, you're not racing until the East Coast. We won't get a chance to see you until Dallas. What is it like as a rider getting these first race of the season jitters, shake off those cobwebs? What is it like to get this first race out of the way?
Yeah, I can only imagine for these guys on the gate, the jitters, because I have the jitters right now. I want to be out there racing, but I'm racing the East Coast, defending my championship. I'm so excited, can't wait to be out there racing.
He won 3 rounds last year. We can't wait to see what he brings to the table this year, guys.
Thanks, Aaron. Good to see Justin. Get him all ready to go on the East. And now we get our first look at the West here. Jeff, of course, there's Justin Barsha winning championship in the lights, wrapping that up in Vegas. We'll wrap up both the East and the West in Las Vegas again this year, which I think was a great addition to the championship this past season.
Yeah, no doubt, but for a rider like Barsha, he gets to kind of size up the competition and guys that he's going to race with in the future when they step up to the Supercross class. But I tell you, some of these guys are new guys, some of these guys have experience, but every one of these guys, I guarantee, he's got a little bit of nerves going on.
Well, you saw Mercedes has the 30-second board up in the air. She's going to turn it sideways and head for the sidelines, and we're going to be underway. Tonight's racing breakdown. You get 2 heats, top 9 straight to the main. Tie everybody else to the last chance qualifiers. Top 2 come out of there. 20 riders will battle in the lights main tonight over 15 laps. The 2012 racing season is underway. Everybody already starting to fight for position quickly as Tyler Rattray takes the early lead.
That is exactly how you want to start the championship right there, is get that first whole shot of the night. See how the track, they've taken the dozers and the bobcats and all this stuff and smoothed it out and fixed it all. So the track is actually really slippery at this point.
That's Will Hahn on that red Honda right there in the 58, right behind him.
Yeah, Will Hahn, definitely glad to see him. He got hurt last year in the first round here at Anaheim in practice and basically didn't get to race all year. So,
oh, they come together, and Hahn forces his way past, already getting the elbows out.
Getting it going. If you remember, last season, Will Hahn was on Factory Connection, the Geico Honda, for the first time. He crashed in both of the first 2 practices, was injured, and hasn't raced since.
Travis Baker on the 51 takes over 3rd place away from Adam Chatfield, who had it on the 407 there for a little while.
Man, that was an unbelievable pass. Tyler Rattray had a really good outdoor season as well, so he probably has a lot of confidence, and he started to pick it up last year in the Supercross as well, having some confidence.
That's KTM's Marvin Musquin right there, right behind him on the 38, that orange bike.
Yeah, and this Frenchman has got some serious speed and serious technique. I mean, look at that. Perfect execution. KTM has got big hopes for this French rider.
Yeah,
third place.
A lot of guys that come out of France, very, very technical riders, very smooth, very fast, really, really cool.
So right there's Tyler Rattray. Watch the 28 on that Pro Circuit Kawasaki. Keeps the front wheel low, and watch when he shifts to third gear. Gets the shift right there. That's when he pulls ahead. Eli Tomac way over here on the right.
Check this pass out right here. He is coming inside.
Man.
Gets really lucky. Boosts Rattray out of the way there.
Hey, they're lucky that Han didn't land on him. I mean, that would have broke his right hand or right wrist there for Rattray.
If Rattray was 2 feet over, been different story, but he wasn't, and they're out there racing.
We caught a glimpse of Eli Tomac having a horrible start to his year. He has worked his way up to 15th. You need top 9 to transfer straight to the main. Otherwise, he's going to last chance qualifier.
Tomac's got the speed. He's got the fitness. I mean, he is ultra talented young guy. And remember, he was so close to the championship last season. So I don't imagine getting up into qualifying position is going to be an issue for him, but it can be because this track's a little bit one line in spots, and if you get too close, that's when you're going to have some problems.
Cole Seeley's got some good speed going already here this afternoon and evening on his Honda right there, number 34. Working his way up through. He's fighting over 4th. Comes inside of Baker, and he's got it.
Yeah, I look for big things from Seeley this year. He had some really good rides last year, a couple of good finishes. And I think he's a guy that, you know, he's quietly good. He won at Dodger Stadium. And, you know, I think, you know, a couple key things go right, as you know, Pro, that you can get on a little streak and build some confidence and start winning some races.
Yeah, Ricky, and you may say quietly goes about his business, but I know that last season he felt a little disrespected at times. He's like, hey, I've got it. Right. And I had a conversation with him. I said, well, then you need to go win. And he went out and won and put himself into position. And so he's got that sort of attitude like he wants the championship. He wants what the other guys have, and he's going to work for it.
You can see the guys did a really good job at putting the water down on this racetrack tonight. There is a lot of traction on the track, a lot of 90-degree turns in this track as well. You can see these guys are going to the inside, as Seeley did just there. He's bouncing over that triple out of the corner there. But a lot of insides being used, which is good.
Right now, he's trying to catch up to Marvin Muscan. That would be a fight for 3rd. If he can catch him, that's Muscan just in front of him on the KTM.
A lot of riders commented that this track was a lot different than their test tracks. And that the real challenge here was, okay, wait a second, they came in expecting one thing, now the track has been completely different. I believe that it's really shaken up all of the teams and all their technicians, because a lot of guys come in, especially the first round, with the chassis setup, forks and stuff really stiff. I don't think you need that setup for this track here tonight.
One of the things I heard from a lot of guys, they didn't feel it was very technical tonight, Ricky. Can you explain what a technical Supercross track would be like, unlike what we're seeing here?
Right. What they're saying is basically that they're not, you know, there's not many options for those guys to do, you know, whether it's a different rhythm lane where the one guy goes double triple or another guy goes triple double. Everyone is doing the same thing, which in a sense it promotes a great race and just makes the guys go fast. But it is technical when I look at it, because there's a lot of time to be made up in these 90-degree turns, and there's a, you know, it's just tough. It's hard to go fast in them spots.
There's Eli Tomac forcing his way on the 17 in that yellow and black riding gear. He's gotten around Anstey. That'll put him up to 8th, so now he is in a transfer spot, and he's gunning after Freeze right now on the last lap. So, Jeff, it might not be the gate pick he wants for the main, but it looks like he's going to transfer straight there.
Yeah, but look what you see. You see some really aggressive, confident riding out of Tomac. 1 to go. Look, he's still hammering it. He's trying to get a better gate pick. And when a rider comes through the pack like this on a track like here tonight, you know that he's got the speed to run with the front runners.
Well, we certainly know that the 58 of Will Hahn has it on his Geico Honda, looking very good here in the early stages.
Hey, if I'm Will Hahn, and I know Will really well, having to set out last season after he worked so hard preparing, for him to come out here in Heat 1 at the Anaheim opener and win this thing, if he keeps on 2 wheels for a couple more laps, yeah, I mean, that is total redemption.
Yeah, I am so happy for him. Not even make the race last year because he went out first practice.
Checkered flag, there it is, the first one in 2012, and it goes to Will Hahn. Rattray's going to get second. Third is going to go to Musquin. Seeley is going to come across the line in fourth, but boy, was he closing on Musquin at the end. Oh, and Tomac's got problems.
What?
All that hard work to get through the field, and now Eli for sure is going to go to the LCQ.
Ricky, that bike is kicking over. Okay, so he's got the kickstart on the right side. He's pumping the piston through there, but it's not firing.
It doesn't look like it has much compression either.
So something happened in between these two jumps.
Yeah. Looking like he was kicking it, didn't have any compression.
Yeah, it kicked through pretty easy.
Right.
Wow.
What a bummer. Rather this than hopefully he's going to the last chance now.
That's what I was going to say. You know what it means. The LCQ, more track time.
Well, and like Ricky's pointing out too, let the mechanics get a look at it now, figure out what the problem is, get it handled.
Yep.
Because in the main is when you'd lose a lot of points.
He made a lot of time up in 4 laps.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
All right, let's show you the results. Remember, top 9 are the ones that transfer straight through. Well, let's take a look at that. Anstey should be the last one to go to the main, and Billy Laninovich will be the first rider to go to the LCQ.
Yeah, and so now you've got some serious mixed feelings. If you're on the Geico Honda team, you got one guy that just won, one guy that goes down off the start, and then the bike breaks and doesn't finish. So you got it's really interesting dynamics when you go back to the truck, you know, because everyone's happy, and then the other guy that didn't qualify comes back, and it's a totally different situation.
Man, that guy's got.
Of course, they're bringing Will over to us. They're going to put him up on the camera here for us in just a second. We'll have an opportunity to chat with him while you take a look at the riders now getting ready for heat number 2. But in the meantime, I think Will, he's about ready to go down there. Hey, Will, congratulations on a big win. And we were talking about how much that's got to feel like a lot of redemption for you to come in now and get this first heat race win and go right to the main.
I mean, I can't tell you guys how much it means to me right now. And I'm kind of getting choked up, but, man, it's been a heck of a year for me. And, you know, my team never gave up, from my parents to my mechanic to, you know, Ryan and Sandy and everybody, you know, Geico Honda. Without the whole team, man, I couldn't have done it without these guys right now. And they always believed in me. And this is amazing.
Hey, Will, after that heat race, buddy, how you feel about that main event? You got to be feeling good for a W, man. It's possible.
I'm feeling great, man. You know, Ricky, I've done my homework in the off season, and I feel like it shows right now. I came out here prepared, and I'm excited to get out there and just do the best I can tonight, and I'm feeling good.
Good job.
Great job, Will. You got this. Get after it.
Well, if you think he's that choked up after winning a heat race, imagine what he'd be like if he can win the main later on tonight. He certainly looks quick enough. We'll be back with Heat 2 for the Lights West after this. We are back live at Angel Stadium, getting set to go racing. Heat 2 coming up. Riders' nerves just pegging the meter. Hey, we asked you for some Twitter pictures. Check these 2 guys out. Now, NASCAR fans, you might not recognize them right away, but one of those is, sliced bread. Joey Logano and his pal Coleman Presley watching, geared up, ready to go back in North Carolina. I love it, guys. Fantastic.
Keep it coming.
Awesome.
Keep it coming.
Keep those pictures coming. I love it. Racers all around the country and around the world tuning in to watch.
How are we going to get some recliners up here in the TV booth as well?
I know. I'd like
that.
We got to talk to Joey about that TV setup he's got there too. Looks like that's a little bit bigger than the basic 32-incher. All right.
Here we go.
Heat 2. 9 more riders going to transfer straight from here to the main event.
And this has your fastest qualifier on it, guys. Ryan Sykes.
Dean Wilson is in here, Martin Davalos, Nico Izzi, Matt Moss, Christian Craig, a lot of big names, Ryan Sipes, and Zach Osborne back racing with us after some time in Europe. Here we go.
Gonna be a close one.
Oh, there's some bar banging in, a couple of riders down, tough blocks getting scattered all over the place.
Oh, that's
the 23 machine going down right in the middle of everybody. Garrett Swanepoel has his issues. Meanwhile, out front, it's the 31 of Davalos.
Davalos, veteran of the class.
Never a
He better be doing
surprise.
this, yeah.
I think he did the same thing last year here at Anaheim Supercross. Started off really good. I think it's time for him to live up to his expectations this year. I mean, the guy is always a contender and seems like he has a little bit of slip up. This is no surprise to us to see this from him.
You know, when he broke through and got that lights win in Toronto a couple of years back, I think a lot of us thought that was going to be the beginning of a lot of them, and they just haven't developed.
Yeah, it just seems like he has little mistakes here. Look at this.
Yeah, watch this here on the left box here, that replay of the start. That's Ryan Marmont on that JDR KTM trying to grab the whole shot, but the Suzuki rider here ended up out front, just nudged him out. This is that same section. This is where it gets in this one line, kind of see the rolling of these singles. I mean, this isn't your traditional Supercross track. This isn't what these guys would be practicing on day after day.
No, it sure isn't, but I'm telling you right now, there is a lot of time to be made up in those 90-degree turns like that. You really got to get the bike working for you. And, you know, those tenths of a second can add up, as you guys can see on some of the lap times as we've seen in practice. Very close.
Chasing Davalos, who is our race leader, is Dean Wilson on the 15. Marmont, Moss, Izzy, the top 5, with Osborne coming along in 6th.
I tell you what, these two KTM riders here, this J-Star-backed team, managed by Nathan Ramsey. This is incredible effort. They've had some riders. PJ Larson was injured. He's going to the east. Added these guys. I mean, this is these guys have kind of came out of nowhere in the last year to put together some really talented riders and a great effort.
Right, Nathan Ramsey was a great racer, great test rider, knows how the bikes are supposed to work. It doesn't surprise me that these guys are doing good.
Oh, and look at Izzy on the 50, make the move there. Nico coming inside to get around Marmont. That'll take over 4th, and now he settles in to try to catch Moss. That's Matt Moss on the 105 KTM.
Yeah, Moss just had a bad lap. He went from 3rd. He's going to be back in 5th right now. The rider that I'm really interested to see is who's in 2nd, just in front of this group, Dean Wilson, because I believe he's got some speed going.
Here he comes, Nico Izzy. Nice move on the Valley Motorsports entry, that Starback bike.
You know, really good to see Nico Izzy out here riding what he's capable of riding. Was a really good amateur, had a couple good years in his first professional years, and then was kind of plagued with a few injuries. And now, you know, he's riding like he should be riding. I'm happy to see it. Look at there, tripling up on top of that tabletop and then bouncing off over that single. That's very hard to do on a 250F.
Well, the thing is, I mean, Ricky, we've been here in the booth the last few years. I've been retired for over a decade. It becomes so transparent when a rider is working hard, okay, and when he's not, results aren't there. If he is, results come.
Battle here, Jeff, and a good one. That's Osborne coming through here on the 338. And Zach working on Moss here.
Wow, look at that.
These two really go now. That's actually the 112 of Marmont as he comes ripping through there.
Yeah, we were talking about it being really one line through there, but look at, there was a pass there, and it just comes down. If you need to make a pass, you are going to make it happen if you need to, and he did.
If you're riding with, you know, riding aggressive, and if you're not on the brakes, you're on the gas, on the gas, you're on the brakes. I mean, no coasting. You are completely driven every you know, foot of the track.
The JDR J-Star KTM teammates run together in 5th and 6th, side by side. Here they come. Give the edge right now, but not for long, to the 112 of Marmont. Then it switches up quickly, and now getting into the fray is Mayer here on the 312. Teddy Mayer right in the mix.
And look who's creeping up just behind these guys on that Troy Lee Honda. Christian Craig, his father Mike Craig won this class back in 1990 at this very same stadium. Wow. Family history of success here at Angel Stadium.
That's pretty neat. Big cool story, father-son.
Well, I don't think we've had another father-son inside Angel Stadium, have we?
Well, last year, Josh Hansen and his father, Donnie Hansen, would have, well, I'd have to check the record books to see if Donnie won here. He won a Supercross title, so he might have.
But it might not have been in the same class, too.
Nah, they didn't even have 125s back in the early 80s. Lights, I should say.
Craig on the 43, sitting back here inside the top 10 in a transfer spot.
I tell you what, this kid, 43, he's got some great technique, serious style and speed going.
Raw
Made a little
talent.
bobble there, but he might get passed twice here.
That's Jason Anderson on the 44, who comes by in the yellow and black.
Anderson taking 2 positions in like 3 turns.
And Jeff, we were watching Anderson at practice, and we were all talking about, you know, how he's really starting to come into his own in practice today and looking like here in this heat race, coming, you know, taking off where he left off as an amateur.
Anderson has his Rockstar Energy Suzuki running well on the final lap here in heat number 2.
And this guy's looking good right now, as he did last year. You know, you start to believe in him because he does have some goods.
Remember, the top 9 transfer, those are the ones highlighted in green, everybody in red needs to improve a position not to go to the LCQ.
Look at this, Dean Wilson has really put on a strong charge. I was just going to say how Davalos has set a fast lap time of a 1:01.9, but I think this last lap for Wilson is going to be quicker than that.
This is the battle for the lead right here. Davalos in the yellow and black. Wilson on the Monster Energy Pro Circuit Kawasaki.
All over him.
And you can hear the crowd getting into it now.
Let's see what Wilson's going to do. He's good through the whoops. Use those long legs to his advantage.
Here comes Wilson. Checkered flag, and it goes to Davalos. Barely by 1/10 of a second over the finish line jump.
Hey, I think we just learned something right there. There's some different lines here. Going to start to, as the track starts to groom in a little bit, get some ruts going.
This is over the final transfer that you're watching here. Marmont's on that 112, and he's just going to get it.
J-Star KTM gets both boys in.
Osborne gets a transfer. There's Martin.
That's a good feeling. Get that out of the way. What was it like, Ricky? You know, just...
You know what it was like. I mean, you've done it many a times, man. It's a great feeling to get that little notched out check mark by the box.
Ricky, you saw he had a quick conversation with his mechanic. What usually, you don't have a whole lot of time there right then. Is it 1 or 2 quick words?
Yeah, what you do is you tell your mechanic real quick, hey, it was good here. Hey, we need to work on this for the main event. Granted, the main event condition is going to be a little bit different, a little bit rougher.
There's a look at your results. Remember, the top 9 go. So everybody through Marmont goes on straight to the main.
Chris Plouffe just misses it. That guy, he's got some talent. I think in this season we're going to really see him emerge. But he's going to have to get in the main first.
Well, anything can happen.
Well, you know, with our lights heats done, we're getting ready for Supercross heats coming up next. All right, Martin's got his headset on. Hey, Martin, you got a lot of pressure there at the very end from Dean Wilson. Could you feel him closing in quickly? What happened with your pace?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I started off good, and I had a good pace going. We've been struggling a little bit with the bike, but I know the guys are going to do a great job to get it where I wanted. My bike was bogging a little bit there, but, you know, Dean was definitely coming, and, you know, I saw where he was, and, you know, he almost got me in the last corner, but, you know, I couldn't thank enough of my sponsors, Rockstar Energy Suzuki, Bel-Ray, Dunlop, One Industries, the Horizon Hobby, just everybody. Thank you so much.
All right, Martin, congratulations on the winning. Best of luck tonight in the main event. Okay.
Months of posturing and positioning are over. The fastest riders in the world are headed to the gate, looking for their spot in tonight's 20-lap main event. Supercross heat racing is just around the corner when we return to Anaheim.
I am Ryan Villapoto, and you're watching Monster Energy Supercross live on Speed.
It begins again. The quest for a Supercross championship.
This is the one everybody wanted to see. These 3 bar to bar. To the checkers. Here they come. Trey Kennard has done it. And now Reed has to mount an attack. They're they're both down. They're both down. Ryan Villapoto has done it. He has won his first ever Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship.
The world's fastest and fittest athletes will lay it all on the line over 17 Saturday nights. The 2012 Monster Energy AMA Supercross and FIM World Championship is set to get underway from Anaheim, California.
There's a good look at the Nuclear Cowboys hole shot. Make sure you check out the Nuclear Cowboys website. They're going on tour this summer. They're going to be all over the country. Not even the summer, they're going out real soon. Let's show you our poll question once again. Who do you think is going to win the 2012 Supercross Championship? Ryan Villapoto, Chad Reed, Ryan Dungey, James Stewart, or maybe one of the other riders? Go to supercrossonline.com or speed.com and give us your answer. We'll have your guys' results coming up a little later on. All right, Supercross class, heat number 1. Man, all that time of waiting, it's over. We get our first look at these guys in race condition. Villapoto, Brayton, Tickle, Reed, Stroop, Millsaps are all in this first heat. Here we go, Monster Energy Supercross. Wow, look at Millsaps get shot out of there on the 18.
Oh, and Villapoto got stood up. He was mid-pack. He might have gone off the track in turn 1.
And Michael Lessie got the whole shot. That's
like
Josh Hill in the 75 who is down. The 56 is Stroop, he is down. The 66 has problems as well here. That's Jason Thomas. Chad Reed right there on the 2-2 Motorsports entry. He's got second place covered, and he's chasing after Alessi.
Michael Lessie with another start, another whole shot.
Yeah,
love it.
You know, we were talking on the pre-race show about the man in second place not being that great in practice. And I'm going to tell you what, this is just what he needs to get firing. He is very, very mentally strong. And this is what he needs. This is a boost right here.
Villapoto is not in a transfer position right now. Granted, he's certainly quick enough to earn it back before this 8-lap heat race is done. Top 9, once again, transfer straight to the main, even in the Supercross class if you're new to the sport.
Look at Millsaps out there in the third place on the number 18.
You know, I talked to Davey earlier today. He dropped 40 pounds.
Watch right in the center of your screen, the number 1. Watch him get bumped around right here, gets stood up, almost goes down. Watch right there in the middle. You see that red plate with the number 1. Watch what happens here.
Ooh.
Look at that. He almost goes down. Hill almost hits them. Brayton comes over, hits Hill. Look from behind. Look right in the center of that pack. That's where you don't want to be. It almost looked like Villapoto lost some traction. It hit a rock or something all by himself, and then it kind of caused him to stand up.
Yeah, it's a snowball effect at that point, but I'm pretty impressed right here with the Lessie.
Yeah, but I'm going to take a look at the lap times, okay? Stewart notched your fastest lap in qualifying at a 1 minute flat, 0.3. Villapoto was second with a 101.6. Stewart had that one amazing lap, but basically, you're looking at about a 101 is going to be a great lap time. Right now, Alessi's at a 102.6. I imagine if Reed gets by, that's going to drop.
Jeff, what I love about this is 2 riders who are basically not factory guys. These are privateer guys who have both gambled on their own futures. We saw Chad Reed do that last year where he pretty much went out and said, you know what, I need to do this on my own, start my own team. Well, Michael Lessie's been pretty much in the same position as he has gone in with his family. Oh, and he's going to lose the lead to Reed.
Textbook pass right there. He went around the outside like we've seen Dean Wilson do in that lights heat. Made the pass, was on the inside.
Yeah, but to back this up now, at the Monster Energy Cup, that is where Alessi was. Since then, Moto Concepts has kind of taken the whole Alessi group and blended them into their effort. So this is a massive effort that they put together, switched to Suzuki's. So far, it's agreeing with Mike Alessi.
I like to see what Reed can do right now as far as lap time goes. Yeah. The track is about as good as it's going to get for tonight until they do another run with the Bobcats and stuff to touch it up. I mean, it is perfect right now, so this would be a great opportunity to see what he can do as far as lap time goes.
And for Reed, all that work last year and the fine run through the championship has paid off, and now what was not even close to being a factory bike last year is basically a factory race bike this year. In fact, even though he's not called a factory team, his shop is basically where the old Honda Road Racing factory team used to work out of at Honda Racing.
Yeah, Honda taking really good care of him, which he earned that right. I mean, he went out there, was a title contender, and you know, he deserves that at minimum. Look at that, going all the way over that tabletop there. That is a big leap.
Villapoto has fought his way up to 8th. He's in a transfer spot.
Okay, watch this replay here. This is how the pass is done. I'm gonna tell you, Alessi, he's gonna come around this way, but then Reed, he's just gonna come straight right in here and take the spot here, and Alessi's gonna give it up pretty easy. He knows that he's there, and the thing for Alessi, he needs to pick up on these lines. He needs to follow Chad Reed. Chad was faster in practice, and see if he can learn something that he can use in the main.
You're exactly right. That is the best spot to learn. When someone better than you passes, you try to hang on with them as long as you can, see where they're making up time or losing time.
Fight over 6. A couple of Kawasaki racers having at it here. That's Josh Hansen on the 100 in the black riding gear, and our reigning champion, Ryan Villapoto, with the red number 1. Coming after the red plate with the number 1 on it, I should say.
Hey, and by the way, guys, as Villapoto is taking this spot here over Hansen, Josh's dad, he did win here in 1982 on his way to the title. So
there you go. So we have had a father-son
win,
victory.
but not both in the lights.
Right.
As we were questioning earlier. But
Josh Hansen on the new team this year.
Yeah, he's on the Hart and Huntington effort with Dodge, and they've got the Sequan Casino, Wyndham and Bellray all involved in it. Oh, and problems for his teammate, Josh Hill, who is back racing as well. Kerry Hart has 4 riders this year. Quite an effort they put together over there.
Yeah, and when you see a rider shaking their head like that means there's like some pain. Something is drastically gone wrong there. But for Hill, after his injuries, for him to even be out here racing tonight, it really says a lot about his desire to be in Supercross.
Aaron, lots of people watching the racing here tonight from down on the track.
Somebody that's extremely disappointed that he's not able to race here tonight, Trey Kennard, last year's Supercross Rookie of the Year. Trey, you won 3 rounds last year. You missed the final 3 rounds, and despite that, you still managed 5th overall for the season. How close are you to coming back racing and mixing it up with these guys?
I think it's a day-by-day thing for us right now. I mean, I got released from the doctor. I've ridden, but to come here and race, I don't know if it's the wisest decision. So we'll just take it day by day and see where that puts us.
We look forward to you getting 100% healthy and getting back racing.
On Thursday, Trey told me he was only about 60%, as you see Villapoto working his way around Brock Tickle, who does make some history here tonight, taking Mitch Payton's pro circuit operation to the 450 class for the first time.
Yeah, he is, and you know, kind of a tough jump for him. He is a victim of the points deal, you know, where he pointed out the advancement, where he pointed out of the lights class, which means if you have 3 consecutive years of over 100 points in the lights class, you are forced to move up to the Supercross class, so he will not be able to defend his lights championship that he won last year. So he's got some learning to do, but I got a lot of confidence in the guy. He's on a great machine with Mitch Payton backing him, and look to see good things from him.
And that was the Lights West Championship that Brock won. And you know what? I'm kind of glad to see it, actually. It forced Mitch's hand to finally step up in here to this 450 class, which everybody's been wanting him to do.
Yeah, you got to give it up for Mitch Payton, stepping it up. And, you know, Brock was in a tough spot. He really was. And Mitch said, you know what? I'll take you under my wing, and what a better, not much better of a team to do that.
Villapoto's worked his way up to 4th. Reed continues to lead by about 3 seconds over Millsap.
Hey, you guys want to know how come Villapoto's putting on that charge? Because he's just notched a 1 minute flat, 1 minute .4, 1/10 of a second off of the fastest lap of the day.
White flag is out here, and tell me some more about Chad Reed.
Chad Reed was really upset. In his opinion, it was a subpar track, and he said it was really disappointing. As a rider, he's worked so hard, and the team worked so hard to prep the bike, but I bet you Chad Reed is smiling ear to ear right now, kicking it off like this.
Good way to start the season for Reedy. Alessi holds on to 2nd. Millsaps and Villapoto starting to close up in the fight over 3rd.
See, Reed just kind of relaxing right now. That's letting Alessi to creep up on the back of him.
Villapoto has made the pass here on Millsaps.
Look at that scrub over the triple there, taking that spot.
This cat's looking good.
Tough track to pass on. Hole shot is going to be really, really important.
Not looking too tough on him right now.
Oh, is that him right in the back by Alessi? Villapoto and Reedy takes a quick look over his shoulder. Checkered flag. He's going to get there, and Alessi's just going to hold Villapoto off as they come to the finish line jump.
As Villapoto notches a 1:03 on pace with the fastest lap of the day. So Villapoto definitely has found his groove.
Yeah.
Here come the 2-2 Motorsports guys, and yes, that's Mike Gosler in there. Lars is there as well. And I was talking with Lars about that, and Lars said the man on the left there that Chad's talking to right now, is really going to be the main mechanic on this bike. Mike Gosler, who took you to some championships, Ricky, is really going to be kind of the crew chief, and he's going to share some notes with them.
Yeah. I like what Chad's done with his race team. You know, he's got a great personnel on there. Hiring Mike Gosler, Goose, as we all know him, a longtime mechanic for me. The guy knows what he's doing. He's really good with chassis stuff, really good with engine stuff, really good with suspension stuff. Any little nook and cranny on that bike, he knows what it's about. He knows how to make things better, and that's going to be a real advantage for 2-2 Motorsports and Chad Reed on that machine.
Well, that's a good feeling right there. His qualifying effort was a little bit off the pace, but really serious look right there.
Yeah, look at that. He doesn't even look winded, man.
Two-time champ has a heat win to kick off the 2012 season. Here's the results of the 9 guys all the way down to Chris Blows. That will go straight to the main. Tickle, Hansen. Mitch Payton's going to get his 450 in the first main of the year. That'll make him happy. Well, the two-time champ has already got himself a heat race win. Chad, a pretty good effort here in the opening heat race, but Villapoto was closing and turned a 1:03.38 lap. You think you can run that same pace in the main?
I mean, when you got to. You know, I feel good, and I got a hole shot and just kind of rode around. You know, we made some pretty big, aggressive changes to the bike tonight. You know, the thing that we got tonight is the past 4 months, you just got to throw it out the window, because this racetrack is just, it's very different than what we've been practicing and testing on. So we kind of took a shoot in the dark and seemed to get a good start, and I had a good feeling, so just backed it down and rode around.
Hey, Chad, Jeff Emming here. Is it going to take the start? And, you know, we know that you're the master of taking that qualifying effort that you had and starting to step it up as the night goes on. But is it going to take the whole shot to win tonight?
I think the whole shot is important, and you're going to have to be in the top 3 to have a shot at this thing. It's, as you guys have probably been seeing all night long, it's very one line and not a lot of passing. So start's key, and I felt pretty good, you know, like when you haven't done a start for a long time, you know, with everybody around you, it's always nice to get back on there, get the jitters going, and that gate drops and off we go. So good feeling to get out there and have a pretty easy heat race. And lap times are one thing, but winning races is what it's about.
All right, good luck, Chad.
Righto.
Congrats, Pat. We'll see you a little later on.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Well said.
Yeah, absolutely. Heat 2. There's James Stewart. We'll get a look at him, the JGR bike. Ryan Dungey's right there on the 5. Kyle Chisholm. There's Kevin Windham. He'll be real happy his Saints are going to advance after tonight. He's also well known for his party in the pasture.
Party in the Pasture is our 4th annual, and the thing's been growing so much, and it's such a collaboration of people. Craig Morgan, he's been so instrumental in helping this thing grow, and we got together trying to figure out how we could raise money and have a good time, and I think we've done a pretty good job at it. This year, we were able to donate $50,000 to a battered women's shelter in Natchez, Mississippi, a local school in Centerville. It's actually Centerville Academy, and Billy's Place, which is a deal that Craig's working on, which is a home for temporarily displaced children. And to have all that come together while having a good time, you almost feel guilty, right? Because everybody just had such a great time hanging out there at the house and just hooping it up, and then able to raise that much money really feels good.
Had a great time at K-Dub's place down in Mississippi.
I didn't make it this year. I had to race at Homestead. I was like, the way Homestead went, I kind of wish I could party in the pasture.
Well, let's do that this year. Kevin, we're coming for the 5th annual. We need to do a live speech.
Look at this. Jeff Alessi, little brother.
Yep.
Mike Alessi right there, 801 on that Moto Concept Suzuki. Trying to put that thing out front like Big Brother just did.
We're going to get a look at Jake Weimer here as well. Andrew Short on his new entry for Jeremy McGrath.
2 former Supercross champions.
Yep.
Some guys that have won Lights titles. Pretty stacked little situation we got coming in.
Yeah, Stewart and Dungey, of course, you're talking about. James on the 7, Dungey on the 5. 30-second board is up. Good look at the new start gate the folks at Feld Motorsports have brought to the tour this year. Really cool.
Looks pretty relaxed at this point, wouldn't you say, guy?
You know, I talked to Coach Gibbs, who was here earlier today, and he said, man, everybody's a little nervous back underneath the tarp. Let's see what they do. James did not get a great start, but Dungey did. He got the Nuclear Cowboys whole shot, and Metcalf gets an even better one on the Suzuki number 24.
Look at that, Andrew Short in there on the new ride.
Short riding for Jeremy McGrath on that number 29 Honda. Dungey's on the KTM, the Red Bull back number 5 in orange. Short going right after him, and Ivan Tedesco's back there in the Hart and Huntington number 9, the green Kawasaki.
There goes
Short's got the inside line here.
Andrew's not afraid to get in there and mix it up either.
No, he's not. He ain't scared to ride a white bike. I've said it many a times, and he wants to come out here and show these guys he's got what it takes to be a contender.
Well, his team owner, Jeremy McGrath, certainly had a lot of success in this stadium here, and I'm sure that there's a lot of things that you can tell, a lot of things that you can say to your rider and try to help him through it, but just like Jeremy said in that opening piece, man, he's got to do the work now.
Here comes Dungey, number 5, trying to take over a position and move himself up there, see if he can get second away from Metcalf. He does so. Tedesco on the outside. Here he comes.
He's going to, ooh, Metcalf, what a brave move, stays in it.
And Stewart is right behind them. There he is in the blue colors on the Yamaha.
I'm telling you guys, this section, that whole first turn area till you get right here, that is just funky.
One rider on the 83 having some issues. That's Partridge. Yep. James tries to cut inside of Tedesco. That's going to give him, I think, 4th. He's now up 2. Tedesco gets in front. He's up to 3rd.
And he is catching the 5 of Ryan Dungey. Let me tell you, Ivan Tedesco has made the podium quite a few times in the Supercross class. He is capable of doing what he's doing right now.
Jeff, you and I talked to him earlier, and he was really confident about what he could do here tonight.
Yeah, they put together a great effort over there. They have a 4-man team with a lot going on. He's going to have his hands full here with the number 7 as he grabs a handful.
Stewart got him. He's up to 3rd. Short, Dungey, Stewart, Tedesco, your top 4.
What's interesting, I think, for a lot of riders is that they came in here today, and especially this center part of the track, notice these guys using a totally different line. It's so slow, and it's got these little weavy turns up and down, that the bike setup can be dramatically different than what they would have been testing on the test track.
And you can see Ryan Dungey looking back there, thinking James would be all right. Look at this pass. Textbook pass.
It was like he looked over. He looked afraid right there.
He went a little wider than you would have gone, Jeff.
He didn't look like he had too much urgency to keep James behind him.
No, he didn't. Without a doubt, he didn't fight. He didn't close the door. Maybe he wanted to let James go by and follow him, but he's going to want to follow him. He's going to have to twist the throttle.
You're not a believer in letting anybody by you.
No, you obviously never raced with me.
Yeah.
I did. You were.
No, but I know what Ricky was talking about, maybe letting a guy by and follow his line a little bit.
Yeah.
But Jeff is saying, don't waste it, just never give up a position no matter what.
Once the guy went by, he said bye-bye.
Yeah.
So I never picked up on anything, I don't think. No, I mean, great effort. Stewart, man, he's starting to lay it down here. Let's see what sort of lap times. Remember, Villapoto just went out in Heat 1 and matched his fast lap time for qualifying. Track maybe quicker now, Ricky, or no?
No, I think the track might be a little bit slower now, guys, because what's happening is these ruts are getting deeper. We are getting, really rough.
Yeah, it's going to get a little choppy as they come.
Yes.
Now watch as Stewart here, if he gets in a line, now he got a smooth line right there, but if you get in those deeper ruts, the rear suspension has got so much here's the pass.
Well, and we talked about that Short can make things difficult on a guy. Dungey just let Stewart by. Let's see what Short does here. He might not be so easy to go. He pushed him pretty wide there.
Yeah, James has got his number right here. He's gonna wait his time. He's either probably gonna tuck under after the finish line here to pass him, if I had to guess.
This is a really good section where you can kind of rest and get a good breath, and then say, okay, now here's where we can open it up.
Look at Ryan Dungey kind of creeping back in there, but James is getting held up by the 29. James is really good at staying low in the corners and staying out of the rough, deep ruts, and that is key, especially in main events, because you're still able to hug the jumps and make them with ease. Like watch right here.
Yeah, but you can go back to Phoenix a couple years ago. Phoenix a couple years ago went out of that whoop section where him and Chad Reed got together. He was cutting down early. You can do that at this time of night, but later on in the main.
Here it is, right there. That was the move that's going to set it up here in the corner. Look at that. Oh, and Andrew comes fighting back.
Oh, he can't hold the line. He tried to get those tires to stick on the Honda, but he just drifted a little wide.
Boy, Andrew got the crowd here in Anaheim on their feet when he came charging back. Now let's see if they can hang with James, or James is going to start to lay down some times.
Well, last time around, Stewart went a 101.6. That time around was a 101.6 again, so right there at the fastest pace of Villapoto.
Yeah, you're going to see a fast lap right here from Mr. Stewart.
Yeah, but you know what I'm noticing, guys, is they have to be really patient here tonight. This isn't one of those tracks where you just let it all hang out and you've got this ultimate speed. See how they're landing on top there? That takes so much strength to stop, get on the brakes, hold yourself forward.
Oh! Ooh, you're watching the live shot on the right and the replay on the left as James almost came off. This is where he took the lead on your left.
Yeah, watch on the left. Watch this wheel tap. That's what he did on the last lap of qualifying to set the fastest time, and it's going to put him right there at that 101.6 again.
Well, we've seen that foot come off where he passed Andrew Short, and that's how fast things can turn around in this sport. You gotta be precise.
We gotta see if Dungey can get around Andrew Short, because I'll tell you what, Aaron, Andrew Short is really running well here in this heat.
He's running extremely well, you guys, and he must be extremely happy about that, because when I spoke with him earlier this afternoon, he said he's only been riding since November, and he's been riding really slow, making a comeback from his injury. If you recall, it was his elbows and his wrists that he broke, and he said it's only about 75% back healthy. His elbows are the tough part, and you can only imagine in this cold temperature tonight, they're starting to ache. So what a run right now for Andrew Short.
Yeah, that was pretty bad injury. When you have two arms broke like that, I've been there before.
Yeah, you was going to say, you know all about that, don't you?
Yeah. And the one thing I'm noticing, see how Dungey, he's always a little nice in this situation. Stewart was really aggressive, took a couple risks. Now he's out front. And I'm going to correct myself. Villapoto had that 1 minute flat, 0.4. 1 minute, 0.4. Stewart has only done a 101.6. Now he's had a clean lap here, a chance to kind of rest. He should be coming past the finish line right quick. We'll see if he gets down to the 1 minute flat.
Yeah, what was it? 1 minute, 0.338 that Villapoto ran.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Here comes Dungey. Can he get around Short?
Yeah, see, he's a little light there. And this has always been his nature. You know, I don't know that he'll change. People trust him racing. Yeah, he's not going to push the issue. He's going to wait for the timing to come.
And he might come right here. Crowd getting on their feet again.
See if he can come back to the other side, try something new.
See, Short's going to go on the inside.
See if he gets the drive, if he can get through that rut, over it clean. No.
Square him up here. Ooh, nice, little nice.
Oh, got him there. Got him there.
That's what you're going to have to do tonight right there, is thread the needle and be very patient. That's a very slow speed for these guys on these 450s. They're used to going a lot faster and carrying a lot more momentum than what they are tonight.
You know, Dungey had, as James Stewart takes the checkered flag, Dungey will finish second, which goes along the point I was going to make. Dungey only won one race last year, but he had 13 podiums out of 17 races. That's the consistency that almost won him back-to-back championships. Don't forget the Joe Gibbs team won the season opener here in Anaheim a few years back with Josh Grant, who, by the way, along with his teammate Kyle Chisholm, both got Jeff Ward's new team into the main event straight through this heat race as well. So Wardy's team's going to the main, and so is the king of Supercross, Jeremy McGrath. James getting his headset on, and we're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll let you get that towel there, James, and a drink of water, and we'll be right back. Talk to you in just a minute, okay? All right, man. I'd say it. Welcome back to Anaheim, California, here at Angel Stadium. Here's the results out of Heat 2. Kevin Windham's going straight to the main, so is Brett Metcalf. He'll take the factory Suzuki over there. Jake Weimer and Ivan Tedesco going as well on their Kawasaki's. All right, let's check with the man who won heat number 2, James Stewart. James, a nice debut for you on your new Joe Gibbs racing machine. How'd you feel about the bike?
The bike was good. I mean, it's been so long since I raced, I almost forgot how to do it. So I was I didn't really get a good jump off the gate. I spun on that plastic a little bit, but it was awesome. The Pirelli tires is awesome. They was hooking up, and Joe Gibbs, Yamaha, Toyota. Looking forward to the main event. Just got to stay out of trouble. It's hard to pass, as you can see. I had Andrew was running awesome, and it was tough to get around though.
James, is the track deteriorating a lot, lap after lap, or is it staying pretty consistent? You think it'd be good for the main?
Yeah, it's gonna be rough. Yeah, it's probably one of the roughest Anaheims I've ever seen. You know, and it's one-lined, so you know you got 20 guys going in the same line, so it's really tough, and it's really hard to try to switch those lines up. But yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those nights you got to get aggressive.
Right. Well, good luck, man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, James. We'll see you a little later on.
Josh Hill has been to the Supercross Summit, and he has seen the lowest level the sport has to offer. Learn how the Hart and Huntington rider has climbed all the way back to be on the start gate for tonight's opener. A true story of courage when our live coverage of Monster Energy Supercross rolls on.
Back in 2008, Josh Hill won his first Monster Energy Supercross main event. But then in 2010, he suffered devastating injuries when he shattered his leg while attempting a backflip. The injuries were horrific, and many thought that Josh would never race again. But Carey Hart has given him a chance, and Josh has battled through the rehab and is racing here tonight.
I still kind of have nightmares thinking about that feeling of, jumping off and just knowing I could have died from how far I fell. I hit the ramp and knew everything was wrong. I had too much speed and I overjumped it, and I didn't feel like I was going to bring the bike around, so I jumped off and landed on my feet, and I overshot the landing, so that's why I had such a harsh impact. I just spent a lot of time in physical therapy in the pool. I mean, I usually spend about 2.5 hours a day working my foot and doing exercises to try to, wake up those nerves and get it moving again. One of the biggest things I have is the skin on my foot got so soft, and it kind of turned into like baby skin. So when I'm riding and I'm training and I'm doing all the things, I have to really focus on trying not to get blisters, and because if the blisters keep going and they turn bad, they turn to pressure sores. And I don't have the best feeling in the bottom of my feet still, so I don't necessarily feel how bad it is until I look down and see that I've got a hole in my foot. It kind of plays a mind game on you, because me coming back into this series, I want to do everything I can. I want to be working out every day. I want to be riding every day. But there's times when I actually have to just pull the plug and say I need some rest for my body so I can be strong the next day. I still have some problems in my left ankle. I don't have really any feeling or movement in my toes. I can't move any of them individually. So having my foot planted sometimes is a pain, and shifting's tough for me too, because I don't have that agility in my ankle to move it and snap back and forth real fast. The one thing that really kept me motivated is, Carey Hart. They picked me up when I was really down and out, and they believed in me and stuck behind me. And knowing that I had those people behind me, and whenever my foot got better and my leg got better, that I would have a bike waiting for me, that was huge for me in my recovery process and keeping focused and working hard.
Racers are definitely wired different, and for Josh to have something like this taken away from him, this is his life. This is something he started at as a kid, and he gave 100% until he signed that factory deal, and it was all taken away through one major injury. So I want to do everything I could to give that back to him, and now it's up to him to take that to the next level, or not, but at least he has it back again.
I want to use this second chance to really come back and turn some heads and fulfill everything that I've wanted to do that I haven't done, because now all I worry about is kind of just riding. I have to worry about one thing, and that's just how well I ride the bike instead of all the other stuff going on in the background. I know I'm not going to, overnight wake up and be battling for a championship. I mean, honestly, I just want to come back and get in there and be able to run with Villapoto, Dungey, Reed, Stewart, Kennard, Wyndham, all those guys. If I can just get up to that speed again and that comfort level where I feel like I can do no wrong on a motorcycle, and you just can't beat that feeling, and that's what I want back.
In talking to Josh earlier today, he told me the front third of his foot, basically from the tips of his toes back, he still does not have feeling there, and only has about 5 degrees of motion in that foot.
And I want the best one too. You can see him, man, just wrong place at the wrong time there. Not the way you want to start it, but he's a good kid. He's got a lot of talent, and I want the best for him. And this, we all know this sport is really, really hard when you're 100%,
Well, last we saw of him, he went down and then rode off the track. Aaron, what's the latest on Josh Hill?
Well, you guys, right now he's in the Asterix Mobile Medical Unit, and Dr. G, you're his doctor. You just witnessed him get x-rayed. Apparently nothing is broken. Take us through what's going on, a shot of Toradol to hopefully manage the pain.
Wow, you're good. Good reporting. Yeah, nothing seems to be broken. Got a shot of Toradol. That's about all they can give him here at the track to be able to ease the pain a little bit. So he's gonna go for it. He's a tough kid. He's determined, and he's got a lot of will. So we're gonna head back to the semi and try and do a little bit of range of motion, get that thing unstiff, and he's gonna try and pull it off. So it's a tough kid.
Definitely is. Josh Hill, tough as nails. We'll see him out there once again.
Well, I think that's one thing nobody can question is how tough Josh Hill is. Fans enjoying the activities here inside Angel Stadium. We'll be back with more live on Speed. Back inside Angel Stadium here in Southern California. It's been a very nice January night. Had beautiful weather all weekend long. Let's show you lights, heat number one as we go back and take a look at some of the highlights here. Tomac had a terrible start.
Yeah, I'm telling you guys, so much has happened since the first lap of the first tee. This is his teammate, Will Hahn, making the move. And watch Tomac with some more aggressive moves to get into qualifying position.
Checkered flag falls, Hahn takes the win, and Tomac had his issues again right at the very end.
Yeah, not starting off good for him. Falling on the start, then plagued by a bike problem. Never good. Hopefully he'll come firing in the last chance qualifier, get in that main event and pick up where he left off.
Well, Ricky, let's just move right on now to heat number 2.
Yeah, you can see this. Martin Davalis on the number 31 Suzuki there. He does this every year. Comes out really, really strong. He was good here last year. You can see a couple guys getting tangled up in the start, but he always shows us so much right off the bat and did what he's supposed to do here. Look at there. Teammates battling it out. You got Anderson there on the 44.
Yeah, that was Christian Craig that he made his way past. And Dean Wilson, late in this qualifying race, really put on the charge. And by the finish line, he was right on Davalos, pressing for the win.
Couldn't get it, though. Davalos took the win by a 1/10 of a second over Dean Wilson, which should set up for a pretty good main event coming up a little later on. Welcome back inside of our booth. Ralph Shaheen along with Ricky Carmichael and Jeff Emig as we get closer towards what will be next. Last chance qualifiers, Jeff. Final shot for these guys in the lights class first.
Yeah, I'm telling you, the opener, you just want to make it into the main event and try to get some points. Guy like Tomac, he's expected to win. He's a title contender, and he's in the LCQ.
Yeah, and especially with the lights contenders, Ricky. You don't have a whole season like Supercross guys where you have 17 rounds. You got a much shorter season.
Yeah, you do. You have to get after it and get after it quick, and mistakes have to be minimal. I mean, you basically can't have any if you want to win the championship. I look for Dean Wilson. I look for Martin Davalos to be really, really good tonight. Will Hahn, and and actually Eli Tomac. I think those 4 guys have a legitimate shot at winning this championship.
But that's why it's so important for Tomac to get whatever that gremlin was figured out into the main event through the LCQ and get those points. Well, and Josh Hill now, we're hearing, is out of the Asterisk Medical Unit. There he is. Got that leg wrapped up. We'll find out what the story is when we come back to Anaheim.